it. Welcome, you guys. Guess what? I get to be the host tonight. Brad gets the night off. Actually, he gets to be the magician in the background, helping record and helping mute in case anyone doesn't see the little red line through their microphone. So, welcome, you guys. I'm Dawn, and this is our Thursday night call. I want to know where all y'all are tuning in from. So, put in the chat. This is interactive. Welcome for everyone who's a brand new coach or newer. Okay. I'm gonna quantify this. So not just, oh, I love it. We've already figured out how to share screen. This is awesome. Hey, Peg. We'll see if we can unshare that. Anyways, you guys, not just where you're at, but like physically where you're at. Like, are you commuting home from work? Are you in your car? Are you in your office? I want to know. Love it. We on a sailboat. I love that, Denise. Seriously, you're taking it to the next level. Hey, Brad, how do I unshare?
I'm trying. Peg Sherry.
Not sure how to do that, huh? I love it. Helena, Montana, home. Oh, Wisconsin in the car. I love it. You guys, this is fun. Oh, someone had a little frowny face. I think they were like in a car driving or in a moving van or something. As we're all getting settled in and letting each other know kind of where we're at. There's lots of new faces, lots of you who are familiar faces we've been doing these boot camps for quite a while, and actually like we had Coffee and Consistency. Brad, did we decide this is like the 6th go around of these trainings that we've been doing? And you know what, you guys, it's just awesome. Every single time there's just awesome growth, feeling the energy after convention for everyone who was there with us in person and in spirits. It was amazing. So as we jump in, tonight, I'm actually going to bring a couple people off to share a little bit because there's just been such cool energy. I've been watching you guys with the consistency. We've got some great trainers tonight. So let's see, who wants to go first? And please feel free, share in the chat. If you've had like a breakthrough, if you are seeing this consistency come to fruition, please let us know how you are doing and what's working for you. But Larry, if you're on tonight, I would love to have Mr. Larry Sullivan come off and just share a little bit. I just got to give props to this guy. He is on like a 50-day bike ride right now, and it's like day 4. They're in Astoria, and just awesome things happening. He and Norma work this business together, and they're both nurses. So Larry, if you're on, why don't you pop off and share a little bit about just kind of like what's working for you? What are some changes you're seeing? What's some breakthrough that's happening over there? See if Larry's on. And if he called in, I might have to unmute him. Maybe Larry's not on. If Norma's on, your lovely counterpart can hop off mute and share, because I know you guys chatted about what you were going to chat about tonight. Maybe Norma's not on either. Eek! That's all right. All right. How about Kaylee?
I'm here, Dawn.
All right. Norma, you're here? Oh, hi, Norma.
Hi.
How are you? I think that awesome husband of yours might be having an issue with his internet, but you guys chatted, and I know that he was sharing with you some of the things that he was just super stoked about.
Well, he just got recently, as of the end of last month, he got to retire after 38 years of nursing, which is amazing. So
wow.
We are both retired now and working full-time as coaches. So that's cool. And right now he is taking 6 weeks to ride his bicycle. He started in Winthrop, Washington, which is a little bit northwest of here, going to Seattle, then down to San Diego, and then across to Phoenix. And he's raising money for MS. They've raised, I think, $250,000 for MS. That goes to research and directly to the people. So he's pretty stoked about that. And he said that being able to give back to people is his ultimate. It's what he really wants to do. So he's pretty happy about that. He's having a good time, and he left me here at home all by myself to work.
Oh, now you're holding down the fort just fine. And what I love is, Norma, you and Larry, after Go Global last year, we sat down with Christy and Brad and I and Brian, and you guys got really clear on your goals. You got really crystal clear on what it was you wanted as a family. And Larry at the top of his list was letting go of a job that stressed him out so that he could come home and do things that mattered, like this ride, raising money. And since then, your guys' business has taken off. Congratulations, fully integrated regional directors. And just, it's been awesome to see that. And then also Larry, I was just talking to him on the phone. He texted me, he was having a little bit of connection issues, but he started 4 new clients at the end of July. And then he was just like bubbling over because he has 3 brand new clients this month that are already on days like 2 and 3 as of today, while he's riding his bike across the country. So one of the things he said was, you can do this from anywhere. And once you decide what you want, you can just dive in and do it. So congrats, Norma, Larry, you guys are rock stars. Let's do one more. Kaylee, I know you had some breakthroughs and some things that you were going to share that just have been like, making some differences, girl.
Yeah. And kind of like, to piggyback off Larry, it's, you really can do this job from anywhere. And, it's been a fun season for me. And, it comes down to making a decision and a choice to grow. And summer's busy. Summer's busy for everybody. And everybody can have excuses for something that's coming up. We can pack our schedule as full as we want and be super busy, but I'm choosing to be in structure in my business. And I'm choosing when I'm camping, I'm going to be on the boot camps, and it's all making those decisions to grow versus making excuses not to. And that's been super powerful for me this last month, and moving on to this next month in August right now. And I'm super stoked. And I mean, I would say that's the biggest takeaway for me is making the decision, and continuing to be consistent. And what I am learning those boot camps and all the other trainings is putting that into work or into action. And, growth requires action. So if you're going to do action in an ish way, I always say this, you're going to get ish-like results. And I'm done having those ish-like results. So that's pretty much it. Just making the decision to go for it.
That's so awesome, Kaylee. Yep, I loved it. And I loved how you're popping pictures of you boot camp Saturday morning. You're like, got your hat on backwards. You're tuning in from, I think you were camping, and you've got a little one. I mean, yeah. Seriously, to go. Just deciding you're going to do it and not getting ish-like results. That's seriously so cool. All right, guys, I'm going to share my desktop here and get going on the PowerPoint. Who is ready to dive in tonight and really get some tangible tips? I put a 2 in the chat if you're excited to just kind of get off the cuff. We're going to get really real. One of the things is Brad and I were talking about this training. Our mantra is for real. Guys, we're really, really going to break down what it is we're doing, tangible, hands-on. So this training is running parallel with our Saturday morning trainings. So this training is going to be our smaller group, where we're going to get really hands-on and dialing in the system. So what it is that we're really doing, 30 to 40 minutes. And then Saturdays, so mark your calendars for Saturday mornings, Dan Valentine is really bringing the breakthrough and the mind shifts on Saturday. So you're going to want to be on all of those trainings. Remember, the goal of these 6 weeks is to help everybody that has a desire to grow. Every single person. So if you have a desire to help more people and to have breakthrough from wherever you're at, whether you're a brand new coach, whether you're senior coach, brand new senior coach, or you're working through to executive director and far beyond that, everything we're going to be talking about is going to relate to you at some point in your business. And so you may be training and helping others gain these skills, or this might be the first time you're learning and practicing these things. But wherever you're at, fast or slow, if you just grab onto what we're doing and make a commitment to do them daily, you will grow and you're going to help a lot of people and see the results. And this training is for you guys. Brad put up a poll at the very beginning, and the top 2 things were how to awaken and approach coaching and how to share a program like a pro. Good news, guys, that's what we're going to bring to you tonight. We had a prep week, so you guys are all set up for success. Last week was the beginning of the month, so we talked about the map and setting up and a touch of social media and the 3, 3, and 3. And then this week, we're going to be talking a little more about the 3, 3, and 3. There's a great training video that Dan Valentine did for that. It's going to be in the file section. So we're not going to go over all that he shared there, but we're really going to show you for real, what does it look like? And then how to bring it to the phone. Allison Petty has some knowledge bombs she's going to drop on you guys tonight. I know y'all love her. She's a little weird, but we just, we're going to go with it. And then she's also going to share about the health assessments and how to take that to the next level. So I love this slide, and we show it every single time because it is the key. Consistency and connections build on each other. Put a 3 in the chat if you are seeing this happen. If you dove in this last season, and you are being consistent and it is showing up now in your business. Maybe it has taken a few weeks, maybe it's taken a few months. Heck, sometimes it takes a few years, but time and time again, it builds on each other. So you're laying the seeds this week and this month that you're going to see come to fruition in September. And I mean, gosh, Brad, it's been almost 9 years that Brian and I have been doing this, and almost 10 for you. It doesn't always look like a straight line, guys. Sometimes it's all squiggly, but it is step by step. So stay consistent and dive in, and you will see the fruition of that. So we talked about the tools last week. We talked about your binder and your connections list and your schedule. But what I want to call attention to is like the map. Y'all grab your maps right now. Allison, you've got me saying y'all. Grab your maps right now. Show them in the screen. Who's got them? Who's got them? Who's got your maps? All right, so now my question is, for real, how messy is your map? Is it starting to get messy? It's the 9th of the month. I've got highlights and check marks and all kinds of stuff on my map. And as the month goes, it gets messier and messier. But that's okay, guys. That's a good thing, because this is a tool you're going to be diving in and using. If this is new to you, connect with your mentorship. They will show you how to do it. It's just practice. But this is where you get to keep track of all the people's lives you're touching, all the people that you're about to touch. You get to help keep track of your coaches and all of that. Again, Brad and Doug did an amazing video on how to do this. So we're not going to go over that tonight, but just know, have your map, have it handy, use it often. All right, we're going to dive in tonight. Okay, a lot of you have seen this. Water boils at 212 degrees. Blink your eyes if you maybe didn't know that a while ago. I didn't really realize 212 degrees was what water boiled at, details. But here's the cool thing about, Brad's laughing. Here's the cool thing about that. 211 degrees. Water's just hot. Maybe it's just simmering, right? Maybe it's just like, it's not boiling. There's not even any steam coming off of it. It's just hot water. But at 212 degrees, that puppy's boiling. And boiling water creates steam, and steam can power a train. Isn't that crazy to think about? Because for me, it's crazy. It's 1 degree. 1 degree, when you're talking about it, can make all the difference in the world. So that's what we're going to talk about. Lean into these trainings, gather all the information, because there's going to be just 1 degree that is going to make the difference from good to great. It's going to make the difference in your business. It's going to make the difference in the lives that you touch. So we're going to jump in and really do some tangible stuff tonight. So we're talking about the 3, 3, and 3, taking it to the phone, and health assessments. You guys ready to hear some tangible examples of exactly what that looks like? Yeah. Put a 4, and I don't even know what number we're on. Put a pound sign in the chat if you can find it, or actually put an exclamation point in the chat if you love hearing tangible examples. And if that's helpful for you, exclamation point. If tangible, real examples is really helpful. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about breaking it down, and then some social media tips. And I just have to say, I could have chosen, when Brad and I were planning the training, we could have chosen so many people. Sarah Graves talked about it so well last week or the week before, just social media and how to show up authentically. We have Ray's video on it, how to really dive in and do it. I could have chosen a lot of people, but I have to brag on Tanya Storino. She has dove in over this last season, and she dove into the last Coffee and Consistency, and she just put it into action, and you can see it reflected in the number of people she's helping, reflected in her business. I just have to say, she took this, she put this post up in the coach pages. Some of you may have seen it. There were so many rake advancements last month. It might've got buried, but I just want to call attention to it. This is what consistency looks like. She says she's so grateful. So to anyone who just started helping people, or anyone who's new to our coaching family and have doubts, believe in yourself and just keep loving people. And this is what consistency over time does. From just barely getting started in February to well into the Big Thinkers Club and beyond in July. And it's just consistency over time. So I want to bring her on to share a little bit of her social media and some tips with you guys. And I want to just make sure we all understand the 3, 3, and 3 about consistency. But some of you might be like, what is that? What does it even? Remind me. Okay, it's 3 authentic posts a day, pictures, stories, lives, things like that. 3 new conversations or messages started every day. And then 3 new friend requests and adding them to your list each day. And we're really intentional about that. So make a commitment to do that. Feel free to do more. Put a 5 in the chat if you're like making a commitment to do this and to the daily action, and that you're just going to start now or continue from what you're going to do and just do this day in and day out, because it makes a difference over time. So Tanya, girl, I'm going to have you come off and just share, because I have, like, you for real do the do. You show up authentically. I've watched your Facebook page. I've watched how you are able to interact and relate with people, and you have people who don't even know you reaching out. So I'm going to turn it over to you so that you can just talk a little bit about what you're doing and share some insight with us. I might have to unmute you.
Did I do it?
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, wait, so everyone can see the examples, right?
They sure can.
All right. So the, like, a lot of what I do is I always share like things that we did ourselves and a lot of our own pictures, because I think that makes a lot of, people are able to see you and know who you are. And so for like this picture with the food, like this, sometimes I do share the stock photos of recipes and stuff, but it's always fun to share pictures of your own creations and like your own imperfections. And this is an example that my husband posted. And we were laughing ahead of time because his avocado looks, someone said it looks like a Freddy Krueger, cut into it or whatever. And people were making fun of his avocado on Facebook, and it was just a really good conversation starter. So, just being real and being authentic and just making it funny, it just brings so much more just conversation, and, and then people can see that they can do it themselves, because if they see you doing it, they're like, oh. And the before and afters, I am really big on like posting your own journey I post a variety of pictures of other people, for variety, but I really think that it's great to share your own journey, because the people that are in your life know you and want to know what your journey looks like, because they trust you, and they're, so we have so many friends or people that, we don't know that reach out to us and are like, we've been following your journey and you guys are doing so great and I love it. And so that's one. And
one other thing I love is that you reintroduce yourself to Facebook often. You like jump in, you reintroduce yourself, and you put updated progress pictures of yourself up. I've just watched you do that over the last few months.
Yeah.
It's really cool because you are making a lot of new friends along the way. And as you're reintroducing yourself, it's awesome because you get to kind of catch up from the beginning of how far you've come.
Yeah, I always post a before picture, and then I always post today, like a picture from just yesterday or something, because, I'm always doing something different. Some days I'm really active in the gym and stuff, and sometimes I'm not. So, this is what I still, updated, always, going after my health and stuff. So.
Yep, I love it. All right, next slides. Here we go. Maybe. There we go.
So it may look like I post a lot of selfies, and I do, but I also post other things. But the reason why I post a lot of pictures with my face is because on social media, like, it's just a fact that pictures with faces get more interaction on them and get more engagement. So, like, if you can see, like, there's lots of comments and stuff like that. And like this Friday introductions one, I kind of just went in there and just shared like authentic things about myself, and a lot of people commented, and like, we were having conversations about the funny things that they do too, or what they like. And I always keep those kinds of posts public, so that if somebody does stumble on my page, like they can get to know me. through, you know, the things that I post. How do you master these selfies?
I love it. No, so I love that you aren't afraid to be vulnerable. You aren't
vulnerability. There's so much power in vulnerability. I've learned that over the years.
Yeah. And it's so funny, you guys, if I could just point out, success leaves clues. Brad talked about all this stuff last week, right? I mean, all this stuff. And here you are just jumping in, not afraid to be vulnerable, not afraid to be funny, not afraid to be you. And I remember you saying how Sam was like, I don't know if I want to post it. My avocado looks like, you know, it was chopped up by a killer. I just don't know. And that was the number one thing people were talking about. That avocado was more popular than the salad. I mean, seriously, it's just awesome to have fun and to pull people into that. So great job, girl. And just keep going with these examples, because I don't know about you guys, but it is so helpful to just see examples. So these are examples. All of this is examples of the 3, 3, and 3. You've just made it you.
Yeah, and some of them I'm just sharing from my heart. Like if you're overthinking it, then it's probably not what you're supposed to post. Like I teach that to, you know, even my friends or Sam, that, you know, if you're overthinking it, just post what is on your mind at that moment. Like just make it that's what you should do. And I like to, you know, just make things funny a lot, and because I think humor brings a lot to people together, and it's always fun to laugh on the internet and find things that are lighthearted and funny.
Yeah, well, and like you said, people are scrolling through things. So what's going to cause some pause and either like or comment? And it's going to be some goofy thing with your face or something you made. So one of the things you were saying is like, and it might not have to be your face, right? Because you were saying it could be like your hand or your foot or like
just making it personalized so that it looks like it's a real person behind the screen and not just, you know, because otherwise, you know, you kind of just, I mean, if you look at your own feed, do you pause and look at just a picture of, you know what I mean? Right.
Well, I have to say, and you know, guys, blink if this has ever happened to you, but I looked back, this caused me to look back through my Facebook. What do the last 10 days or so look like? And I post way too many stock photos of food because, truth be told, mine's not colorful enough or whatever. Like I get in my head. And honestly, after talking to you, Tanya, I'm like, I'm going to start posting more real pictures of food I make. And no, it might not be the prettiest, but it's going to be me. And it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll with it.
Yeah. And it's real. That's always.
Yeah. And it's real. I love that. Thanks for encouraging us to be really real.
Yeah, and these two examples are just because a lot of times if the time is right or if the lighting is right or if it's just a good photo op, I'll take that picture and I'll just save it and I'll post it later. So here's a group of pictures that I plan to post, like for, you know, I've labeled it Optavia, but like I'm planning to post those. Some I haven't yet, but they were a good opportunity to take, and so I took it and I, you know, did whatever to it. And then a lot of times, like if I have a lot on my mind, but I don't have time to post right then and there, and I want to write it down so I don't forget it, I'll put it in my notes section on my phone or on my computer and then just save it for later when it's a good time to post. So it doesn't always have to be in real time. You
blew my mind when we were talking about this, because yes, I like theoretically know this, but like starting an Optavia photo album on my phone with things that I want to post later and taking advantage of like the lighting being nice or whatever. This was really kind of game changing for me to like hear you say this, and it's like, okay, I can totally do that because
it saves a lot of time. So you're not just you don't have to sit there and take the picture and then post it right away when you're doing family time or whatever. You can just save it for later. And I like to save a lot of funny memes and stuff. So I have some of them.
Well, and again, you've got kiddos and you have a lot going on. So this is just like a time-saving hack for people who, you know, you're busy. I don't know any of us who aren't busy, and you want to just have things saved for later so that when you have a moment, you want to do your 3, 3, and 3. So you have something ready to go first thing in the morning, something to go around noon and then later on, because spreading your posts out throughout the day is also really important. And I think we were talking about last week or the week before, if you've ever been in a place where you didn't feel particularly inspired at that moment, which is okay, but then you can go back to your album and look and like, oh yes, I wanted to post this. Okay, I'm good. I got something ready to go.
Yeah.
So awesome. I love that. Oh, I think that's the last slide we have. I wanted to ask you a question, Tanya, just because you've been doing this consistently for so long. And because we have been talking about how really integrated clients that starts way before you ever get on the phone with them, way before you're ever messaging them back on Facebook, which is our next topic. Have you seen a difference with, because of the way you show up and live out loud and live your life, and you've started a lot of clients, have you seen that because they're seeing and watching you live out loud, that they're more apt to become integrated and have more success long term?
Oh yes, definitely. And a lot of them are like, you know, they may be waiting around for a couple months, and then finally they're like, okay, fine, I've seen you enough, like I'm ready. I've seen all the stuff that you post, and it, you know, it seems like a good community, and like, yeah, it definitely helps. And always just showing up. Yeah. Commenting back to every comment, and or at least liking it, and showing that you're actually there and that they can come to you and trust you and know that you'll take good care of them.
Yep. Boom. I just wanted to like point that out, because you're having people hop on the phone with you who feel like they already know you, because you show up so authentically on social media and in the world that by the time they're on the phone with you, they already know what it looks like. And they have this idea of what full health looks like, and they have an idea of what the trilogy looks like, because you're sharing all of that as you're living out loud. So anyways, Thank you for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
Yes, this is awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. And you guys, we're going to move on to topic number 2, and we're going to bring Allison in to share about how to take it to the phone. Because so Tanya did a really good job of sharing, like, what does a 3, 3, and 3 actually look like? What are you actually posting, and how are you actually speaking into others' lives? And because we inspire until they inquire. We talked about that on a training a while ago in the last season of Coffee and Consistency. And so what Tanya is talking about is the inspiration piece. And then what happens is they're going to inquire, or we're going to get into conversation with them. So once you're in conversation, then what does it look like? And there is a file in the document section of the coach pages, and it's called Taking from Social Media to the Phone. So don't worry, you don't have to take screenshots or write furiously all of these words that Allison's going to be talking about down. Know that she's using she's using that document in the way that she's doing this. So Al, come on off mute, girl, and take us through what it looks like to take conversations to the phone in a really tangible way.
Hello. I don't know. You called me weird earlier, so I'm just saying.
Joking, my dear. Hey, we can all have a little fun, right?
Yes. Well, I am a little weird. That's cool. I'll take it. Basically, there's kind of two things we're going to talk about here. Taking it to the phone, for a lot of you, maybe you've been doing this for a while. Maybe you're doing health assessments on your own. And then maybe some of you guys are still utilizing your mentorship team. So if you will, give me like a 1 in the chat if you're still doing health assessments with your mentorship. Just want to get an idea about what we have going on. So yeah, I mean, maybe you guys have found that to be a little awkward. Anyone found that to be a little awkward? Not doing the 3-way chat, but like not doing the call, but like setting up the call. Would any of y'all like a little help with that? Anybody? I can't see anybody's faces but Brad and Kaylee and Tanya. So I'm going to roll with it.
They look like bobbleheads. They're like, yes, please.
Because it's weird. I feel like in all of my weirdness, I've kind of established how to not make it weird. And so I'd love to share a little bit of tangible examples for y'all. Would that be helpful?
Yep. Okay.
Dawn's my partner in crime here. But basically, the other thing I just want to preface this with, you guys, is 1, don't copy exactly what I write, because I'm from the South. I say some different stuff. If any of y'all know me on the side, I'm not always, anyway, just don't copy exactly what I do. And I also want to remind y'all, there's a document, just like what Dawn was saying, there's a document on how to take it to the phone. So the best thing you can do is copy and paste. But then once you have it pasted in there, make it your own, right? I mean, y'all hear my heart on that? We don't want to be super robotic, but do make it your own. Put some y'alls in there if you want to. But I also want to say, when I'm working with a brand new coach, what we've decided to do, because I feel like this works really well, is, let's say, for instance, Dawn is my coach. Wouldn't that be amazing? And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to post tomorrow. And then I'm going to help her work the post a little bit. And then we're going to set aside some time the next day, maybe from, I don't know, 12 to 3. And I'm going to say, I'm free from 12 to 3. I'm saving that time for you. I want you to pile all of your health assessments into that zone. Does that make sense, you guys? That way, she's not having to go back and forth over 3-way, like, hey, Allison, can you be available at 2? Susie, can you be available at 3? You know, has that ever happened to anyone and that's gotten a little weird? Give me a 1 in the chat if that's gotten weird. I don't see any bobbleheads. Okay, so some people have that's been a little weird. So 2 things are happening here in the examples. These first examples are ones that are just me. I do my health assessments on my own, unless I have a reason to bring in support. But so again, I mean, I'm sure we've all gotten questions. Hey, tell me this girl, tell me what you do. Well, I don't know, like, does she want to like know about my weight loss, or like, does she want to know about the emotional side of it? Does she want to know about coaching? Kind of, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell her. So I just say, oh my gosh, hey, I'd love to share more. What I do depends on someone's current health and goals. Are you asking for you, or do you have someone else in mind? Guess what, you guys? Copy and paste from the Simple Systems document. There you go. I just put a little bit of my personal flair on it. Same thing with the next gal. So I think this one's interesting, and why I wanted Dawn to share this one is, I don't know about y'all, but I'm friends with everyone I know by now. So I've started friend requesting a lot of people who I just have mutual friends with. I don't know this girl, but we became friends. And when we became friends, because my role is to make connections, I'm friend requesting people to connect, right? I send her a quick message. What's up? Happy to be connected. How are you? She shoots back to me. You can see I checked out your profile from your friend request, and I thought, wow, did she just read my mind? Tell me more about your health and wellness coaching. So how cool is that? Like, maybe if I wouldn't have messaged her right away and said, hey, what's up, homie? How are you? Maybe she wouldn't have even looked at my profile. I don't know. So just remember, the purpose of the friend request is to connect with people and to engage, right? Don't message them and say, hey, do you want to hear about my program? Don't do that. But do say, hey, what's up? So anyway.
And Allison, I just have to point out that in each example, it's exactly from the, we're gonna mute someone. But anyways, it's exactly from that document. It's the system. You're just following the system and adding a little owl flair to it. Like, hey, I'd love to share more. Are you asking for you, or do you have someone in mind? Beautiful. Guys, directly from the document.
Right? Exactly what we want to do. So those were mine. Here's another one from a gal, Sherry, who I met on an airplane, just saying. We became Facebook friends. And so I had just done a run. I don't know what she's talking about, but I did a run. I like to run. And so she's talking to me, and she's asking, can you remind me again of the name of the organization you do health coaching through? So like, does she want to lose weight? Does she want to coach? Like, I don't know. Do y'all know from that? Because I sure don't. I don't know. So I come back and ask her, what's up, girl? I'd love to. What's going on? Are you just curious? Do you have someone in mind? And so she just says, I'm curious. I'm maybe asking for me. I don't really know. Anyway, she became a client, and she's going to be a coach. So there we go. Met her on an airplane, y'all. So pretty cool.
Awesome. And someone asked if it was in Messenger. Yes, this is in Messenger.
This is all in Messenger, yeah. And so this other gal, because I'm following what Tanya's doing and branding myself as best as I possibly can on social media, sometimes people tag me and stuff. Like if someone posts something about how they want to lose weight or whatever, one of my very amazing friends or acquaintances will tag me and say, you should check out Allison Campbell-Petty. She's awesome. I love her, blah, blah, blah. So that's what happened with this Eden girl, where she says, I got tagged. And so I just shot her a message, and I just said, hey, Ray sent me a message to connect with you. I want to hear more about what's going on. And then in the spirit of not being weird, because if she wants to do the program, awesome. If she doesn't, I don't care. I'm still going to be your friend. I say, hey, we got lots of friends in common. You must be awesome. Because again, she must be. I mean, we have a lot of Montana friends in common. So anyway, we go on to talk. We did a health assessment. The rest is history, as you know. And then the last example I have, you guys, I think this is one that sometimes stumps us up. You know, the person that like sends you a message and is like, you know, I want to know more. And you're like, yeah, well, tell me, I would love to hear more about your goals and let's talk. She sends me this super long list about her life for the last 30 years and all her medications and blah, 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 blah. These used to really overwhelm me where I'd be like, oh my God, Dawn, what do I do? Like, I mean, it like paralyzed me, y'all. And now it doesn't even matter what it says. I mean, it could say that she has 18 heads and I'd be like, okay, well, let's talk about that. I'm free tomorrow at 3. It doesn't matter what any of these people are saying. The only thing that matters is getting them on the phone and awakening them, hearing what they want, and then us sharing what we do. I see you laughing at me, Kaylee, and I know later she's going to message me and tell me anyway. You know what? I can still see you. 18 heads. Okay, so here's this, y'all, and I'm going to go kind of quick through this, but just want to say what I'm working on with my team, because I started to find that, like, you know, when you do a post, it's amazing, and then you message people, and then it gets a little weird because your mentor's going to be on, and I don't know. Has that ever happened to anyone? Anyone? Number 1 in the chat. Has that ever happened where you go to set up the 3-way chat and then things get weird and the person's like, I don't want to be on the call. What are you talking about? This is what we do, and I just want to say, check with your mentorship team. It's not like this is anything special or crazy. It's actually kind of simple. Set up the call. You've already set up the call. You know your mentor's free tomorrow from 12 to 3. Just say, awesome. This is exactly what the amazing Becca did on our team, where she said, yes, 2 or 2:30. And hey, guess what? My health coach and my friend's going to be on with me. She doesn't ask. She doesn't make it all weird. She doesn't say, Allison's been coaching for 5 years and she's amazing and knows everything and I don't know anything. What she says is, my friend's going to be on with me and we're going to rock your world, right? Are y'all seeing that? Okay, same thing. Another gal on our team, Kasha, who's amazing. Props to you, Kasha. Same freaking thing. Yeah, she sets up the time. Once the time's done and she's got the number, she's like, awesome. And hey, guess what? My co-coach is going to be on with me. I'm still learning from the best. Smiley face. Is that not simple? Is that helping any of y'all? I want to see some high fives. Is that helping y'all at all?
I'm going to give you a high five, Allison. I'm going to take it up a notch because I just want to say, your team, girl, that's what we all do. Like, we all do this. We all, you know, it is only weird if you make it weird. So let's own that one. So, and take Allison's mantra, don't be weird, but just be real and authentic, and you're jumping in to help them. I love these examples because sometimes the how to take it to the phone can stop someone. So if you're a newer coach, it can paralyze you a little bit, or if you get the questions, you feel like the need to respond immediately. So one thing is, and I love it because Allison, someone was giving you their whole laundry list of medications and stuff. I used to get tons of screenshots, and that's awesome. You're learning and you're getting messages. Please screenshot those, screenshot them to your mentor, screenshot them to who's helping you learn how to respond back and forth, because we all do the same thing. But sometimes you can get a little stumped, and we want to see those screenshots because then we can help you move through that and get it to the phone. And anyways, it's just awesome, and it's so simple. So Allison, thanks for doing that. And here's just another example of exactly how to do that while giving, a time to do that, and saying so simply, my friend Allison is going to be on the call with me together. So we're excited to share our program with you.
Yeah, I'm not special. I'm not any more special. We're all doing the same thing. We're friends, we're partners. And you know what? We co-coach together. You're going to get lots of support. So we'll talk to you tomorrow at 3. Boom, done. Easy. I love it. It was like life-changing for me. Maybe not for you guys. Maybe y'all are, maybe you're way more advanced than me. But for me, life-changing. So
I think this is super helpful, Allison. And I think that it helps us go right into the next. Once you've gotten it to the phone, so once you've done that and you've taken it from whatever the post that they've done, and you've been, messaged back and forth and just a couple times back and forth, the document's so great because it walks you through every scenario. Like, if they say this, say this. But the end goal is to jump on the phone. And the reason is you can't understand what someone's why is and what they want over Messenger. You lose messaging or typing is only 7% communication. And we've talked about that in, previous trainings, but literally hopping on the phone or a Zoom or a FaceTime with someone, or even having coffee in person, although we rarely do that. But this is such a cool thing because then you can find out what they want. So Allison, we're going to talk about the health assessment, and we're not going to go through, section by section because there's trainings that do that. But what we're really going to do is talk about, like, for real, what do we never miss with a health assessment? What do we always want to make sure we hit on? And what's the whole purpose and reason, like making sure people feel comfortable and understood and heard. And that the whole end outcome is not necessarily having a client starting on program. The end outcome is having awakened someone to the transformation that's possible in their life and having created the beginnings of a relationship with them. So you guys, I'm going to kind of go through like what to have on hand. So here's the documents. This is what the health assessment looks like. Print lots of them out, have lots of them on hand. I have tons of print out, and I 3-hole punch them and I keep them in my binder. Every single time I talk to someone, I fill one out because I want to be able to follow up with that person, whether they're ready to get started right then, or we're going to follow up and they're going to get started in a little bit. Because what we know is follow-up is key. We're going to talk about that next week, but doing the health assessment is so powerful. And you may have someone that you'll pull out of your follow-up folder 6 months down the road, but then you know what you talked about. You know what's important to them. Do your first 3 to 5 with your mentorship team. There's no better way to learn. We do apprentice style learning. And so your mentorship, your coach is going to get on with you. You're going to listen to them do a couple, and you're going to practice with them right by your side. And then you're going to lead one with them still there. What I love is you guys have probably heard us do this on the call even. Tell me a little more about that. Or, gosh, anything you want to add, Brad? Like, those are great ways to pull your mentorship in when you're practicing on a health assessment if you kind of get stuck or your mind goes blank, you're not sure what to say. But these are so simple, and once you do them, they're so fun. Honestly, my favorite thing to do is hop on and do a health assessment with someone. So have a confident mindset. And then these are the 2 standalone pieces. You don't have to print out lots of these, laminate them and have them there and ready to go so that you can just quickly touch on the 4 components of our program as you're sharing it with them. Allison, I'm going to turn it over to you, girl, to just share some of your top tips, because what we do during a health assessment is not missing these nuances that you're going to share with us, because we awaken people. We want to find out what's important to them. And we want to kind of go through what their daily routine is, because that's going to tell us a lot about that, taking lots of notes and then making it really conversational. And that's the key to it, is helping them feel comfortable. And then of course, not forgetting to ask. But Al, you've got some great tips. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah. So in the interest of time, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly and refer you guys to all of our awesome trainings. How about that, right? But first things, don't be weird. Yeah, it can absolutely be a little awkward when you're on the phone with someone and the 3-way, and like maybe the coach that you got on with like doesn't introduce you right. Has that ever happened to anyone? And they don't know you're on there and they're telling that person all about, I don't know, something personal or private. But anyway, just don't be weird. Be yourself. Be comfortable, and know that we have the choice. We get to show up the way that we want to. Always pre-funk with your mentor. If you're doing a 3-way, do a pre-funk with your mentor, which just means call them 2 minutes before and say, hey, we're hopping on with Susie. She reached out to me. She saw my Facebook post. Just kind of, they're going to work you through what that's going to look like. And then honestly, the most important, the meat and potatoes of all of this is to ask lots of questions, you guys. And seriously, in the beginning, when I started doing these, I would like read the health assessment, and it's just human nature to want to do that. It's kind of a safety net, but ask lots of questions, be super comfortable. And if you get tripped up or nervous, this is awesome. You ready for this? Oh my gosh, tell me more about that. There you go. That's what you do. Wow. Okay. Yeah. When was that? Ask questions. They're going to tell you everything. So just tell me more about that. And the other thing is if you're on a three-way, I did this all the time with Dawn, and you'll even see that we do this in these trainings. Like if I get nervous and don't know what I'm talking about, I'll be like, so Dawn, what do you think? Anything you want to add to that? And then she knows, like, oh, Allison wants me to kind of take the wheel here because she's a little tripped up. So you'll notice those nuances in leaders, and you're going to notice those nuances on health assessments too, because nobody's perfect. We don't have to be. So a couple of weeks ago, Lisa Castro and Shirley Mast shared about this, like how if you spend the time figuring out the why, the how doesn't even matter, you guys. I mean, it does sort of matter. But I mean, have you ever been on the phone with someone and you just know that they're going to say yes no matter what because their why is so strong? That's what we want to do. So get to that, get to asking lots of questions. My next tip, always share the trilogy. If you don't know how to do that, please get with your mentorship team. We've started recording some health assessments that are audio recording, and there's also, guess what, some on simple systems. But you always want to share the trilogy because we want to awaken people to what's possible. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be a diet coach. I mean, I share the trilogy every single time. This is what it looks like to work with me. I help people transform physically, emotionally, mentally, and also financially. And when you want to do that, or if you want to do that, I'm going to help you with that too. But moving on to sharing the how, of course, is the 4 components. And letting people know, I know that I can help you reach your goal. This is how we're going to do it. I'm going to connect you. You're going to have a health coach. You're going to have an awesome community. You're going to have these textbooks, and we're going to change your mind. And then also you're going to have this really rad nutrition plan where you're going to lose weight and feel amazing. I mean, are you ready or what? So that's the next thing, is always ask. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I forget to ask, you know? You're like, yeah, and that's how it is. So anyway, do you have any questions? No. This is what we do. It's freaking amazing. Are you ready? I hear your goals, Susie. I know this is going to be a good fit for you. So are you ready to get going on this? Make them say yes or no. If you don't hear yes or no, you have not asked. And I'm telling you, it's a little weird, but get comfortable and confident with it. Work with your support team, and they're going to help you rock that. Okay. What's the next one? Debrief. Always debrief. Your mentor is really going to help you with that and the stuff that they hear. They're going to really help you with making the connections and how to kind of put the health assessment together. And then the last thing, y'all, keeping it classy. All that means is really making sure that you follow up and send a message. Thanks for being on the phone. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for letting me be on and share your hopes and dreams with me. I know you can rock this, and I'm excited for you. And that's it for me for my super top tips. But wanted to say something super quick is that if you're finding that you're doing health assessments, and let's say you've done 10 of them and 0 people or 1 person has said yes, there's a hiccup there, y'all. Something's going on. If you're doing 5 health assessments, at least 1 person should say yes. So count what you're doing, inspect what you expect. So you expect people to say yes, and if they're not, why aren't they? Why aren't they? Inspect it. And I got to give a shout out to Miss Kaylee Kemp, because about a year ago she came to me and she was like, I'm doing all the health assessments. I've done 10. No one's saying yes. And I was like, well, what should we do? And she's like, can I do some more with you? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And you know what we did? What did we do, Kaylee? We went back, we did it together. Not that I'm a wizard at this, I'm not perfect. But I tell you, when you hear kind of the way someone else does it and you hear those nuances, the girl like tripled her frontline volume, she increased in rank, she increased her volume. I'm just saying, use your team. The other thing is, if you're not bringing on coaches, why the heck not? It might be that you're not sharing the trilogy, or it might be that you're not doing integration calls. So again, inspect what you expect. Our business grows itself when following the system. If you're not bringing on coaches and you're not bringing on new clients, there's a missing link, you guys, and figure that out. I want to give a shout out to Sarah Miller and Carrie Johnston. They just recently did this where they're like, what's going on? I'm not bringing on coaches. We went back, did integration calls, we shared the trilogy, we went back and did re-health assessments, and guess what? Their business changed. I mean, I expected that because they expected that because they inspected that. Did y'all get all that? Okay, and then last one, if you're not getting people to the phone, it's probably because you're being weird. I'm just going to say it right now. Just say, yeah, I'm going to call you at 3. And if they got all these questions and all this gobbledygook in there, just say, you know what, girl, I got you. I'm going to answer all your questions as soon as we get on the phone. Get them on the phone. If you're not getting people on the phone, you're being weird somehow, in my opinion, but I can't be trusted sometimes. I want to give a shout out to Lisa on my team, who is amazing, and she started realizing this, like this wasn't happening for me, and why won't people get on the phone, and blah, 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 and it's like, well, let's go back and look at what you're doing. Guess what she did? Screenshots. I got her the document to the simple systems. Her business changed. Just saying. I mean, whatever. That's it for me.
Holy smokes, Allison. Boom, mic drop. I don't even know how I can follow up with that amount of energy. That was awesome. I was watching the chat and it's blowing up. I loved what Kaylee said. You know, sometimes you can have something going on in your head, you don't even realize it. So always coming back in with your support team. If you're not seeing what you want to see happen, then talk to someone about it and inspect it. And 1 degree shift, because that can be the difference between simmering water and boiling water. And Lynette shared in the chat that it was, gosh, I think it was about a year ago. There were people she was setting up health assessments, but they kind of kept canceling on her. And so we went through and we did role play on it, and same thing, screenshots, and it just changed everything. So success leaves clues. And with that, you guys, we are wrapping up for tonight. And I just want to say thank you to Tanya. Thank you to Larry. Thank you to Kaylee and to Allison for sharing. Let's talk about what the recap and the action steps are. And then I'll let Brad tie a pretty bow around it for this evening. But here you guys go. Hopefully we weren't too off the cuff tonight and we weren't too crazy for y'all. But basically, we are going to be diving into this next season. We're going to be continuing the boot camp on Saturday is going to be where there's heart and breakthrough happening. So if you're not in the boot camp Facebook page, get in that page. It's on the coach pages. So there's a link. You've been invited to it. Probably if you accept your invite in. So that's just a little thing that changed on Facebook groups these days. So you need to accept your invite into there. Set your alarm and to stay consistent on your 3, 3, and 3. Work that into your schedule. Don't forget follow-up Friday. It's tomorrow. What time are you going to do it? Do you have it as a rock in your schedule, or at least a time during the week to follow up and make sure you're not letting anyone slip through the cracks? And then health assessments that you're going to do them, and who are they with? If you're learning, if you're a brand new coach, you have them set up. Do you have the times from your mentors when they can hop on with you? And then next week is mid-month, so we're going to dive into that next week, but be ready to kind of reassess, celebrate where you're at, and then adjust and move towards rocking your goals. And then for real, make the decision to be consistent during this season. One thing that Brad and I were talking about is we really want to show you guys what we for real do. Do we for real do the integration calls? Yes. Do we for real have 1 day a week we call our clients? Yes. Do we real hop on all the trainings live or catch it within the next few hours? Yes. This has been helpful. I'm going to stop screen share. I'm going to turn it over to Brad, but congratulations all you guys for showing up and being consistent, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add. This was incredible. Great tips across the board. Success leaves clues. Like, there was so much gold in there. I can just literally just say amen to everything. We'll break down a little bit more of the recap just because the perfect practice makes perfect. And I just want to commend you guys for staying consistent, plugging in. If you take one nugget away from each trade, if just one, and I probably had like 30, that's the difference maker in your business. So I just want to congratulate you guys for tuning in, staying consistent, and let's make it a great week. Follow Friday tomorrow for real. That's what the people that have a success do. Keep practicing, and this is the time to tune it up and turn it up and start ramping up the consistency. You guys will see it. Congratulations, you guys. See you guys Saturday morning.
Thanks Brad, for being
that was amazing.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for being the magician in the background. And you guys, it was pretty, we only had a little bit of drawing on the screen. Awesome. Y'all are like catching on so quick.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks again, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Fearless leader.